Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for today's yoga class. Today we have a class that is we're going to start off slow. We're going to do some mindful movement. We're going to make sure to engage our core. And then we're also going to work with balance and opening our hips. So this is an active practice, but don't worry, you don't need any special equipment. But if you'd like, you can have blocks, bolsters, blankets nearby if you'd like to use any props. And if you don't have any of those props, don't worry about it. You don't necessarily need them. I also have Chai Cat here, so if you have any pets or children, just know that this is also a good practice for them. So for today's practice, we're going to start lying down flat on the mat. So go ahead and center yourself, let your legs stretch out, let them fall open, take up some space in your surroundings, let your arms fall out at your side, snuggle those shoulder blades underneath your heart center. If it feels safe, you can close down the eyes. If not, just soften your gaze. We're going to take a moment here just to breathe and to let go of the day thus far. Take some nice big inhales, long, slow exhales. Keep going with the long inhales and exhales. Just starting out, releasing some tension. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, let it go. And when you're ready, stretch your arms over your head. Stretch and point the feet. Feel a nice full body stretch here. And then we're going to go ahead and bring our knees in towards our chest, coming into a little ball. If you have socks on like I do, now would be a good time to remove them. And we'll go ahead and bring the knees into our chest. Give yourself a little bit of a hug. Take some nice big inhales and exhales here. You can even rock around on your back. When you're ready, bring your hands behind those knees on the back of your thighs. And we're just going to rock up and down the length of our spine a few times. Just rock up and down, feeling that nice stretch. And after a few moments of playtime, go ahead and bring it to stillness. And see if you can come up into a little kind of a froggy pose, a squat here. Take a breath in. On the exhale, go ahead and straighten through the legs. Let your head fall down low. Slight bend in the knees as we come into a forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Keep a nice flat back. Exhale, let it go. Forward fold. Take some nice big inhales and exhales here. Feeling a nice stretch in the hamstrings. If you have any difficulty getting to the mat, you can always use blocks here to bring the floor up to you. Otherwise, just bend your knees as generously as you need to. Let's take one more big inhale here. And then on our exhale, we're going to slowly start to roll it all the way up until we're standing. So try and move slowly. Once you get up to the top of your mat, you can loop the shoulders up and back. Fix your clothes. Give everything a little shake. And then when you're ready, bring it into stillness, coming into mountain pose. Hands at your side, facing forward, chest nice and lifted. We'll take a few breaths here. All right, when you're ready, start to bend through the knees, shift those hips back like you're sitting in a chair. We are coming into chair pose. So start to lower those hips back. Again, bend at the knees. Keep your chest nice and lifted here. And then make sure you try and flush your back flat. So we're not popping the booty out. You want it kind of tucked, and you're going to feel this in your abs also. So sink down, and then hands can stretch out, coming into your chair pose. Breathe here. We're strengthening our legs, heating everything up. Keep on breathing here. We're going to do one more breath, just one more. Big long exhale. One more inhale. And then on that exhale, we're going to straighten through the legs. Go ahead and find your forward fold once again. Take a breath in. Let it all go. And then on your next inhale, we're going to come up to flat back once again. Exhale, let it go. Forward fold. Take a few breaths here. You can shake the head and neck out if you'd like. After your next exhale, go ahead and plant your palms firmly on the mat. Make sure you're super rooted through that left foot. And we're going to step our right foot back into a lunge and go ahead and lower onto that right knee. You can keep your toes tucked or untucked. We're coming into a low lunge. So your left leg should be at a nice 90-degree angle. When you look down, you should be able to see your big toe. If you can't see your big toe, press that knee out to the side of your mat. From here, make sure your chest is nice and lifted. You can be up on fingertips. You can also use blocks here. If you don't have blocks, maybe you just want to come up a little bit higher and use your thigh as some extra support. So choose your option. Pull that left hip crease back, right hip crease forward. Nice big stretch on that right thigh there. Breathe. One more big inhale. And then wherever you're at, go ahead and plant your palms. Tuck that right foot under. Lift the right knee up off the mat. We're going to step our left foot back to meet our right, coming into our first plank pose. Really press away from the mat, one straight line from head to tail. And if full plank is a little bit too much, you can always lower to the knees, coming into half plank. Wherever you're at in this plank, make sure you're not dropping your hips down. Make sure you're not also lifting them up. One nice straight line. One more big inhale here. Exhale, lift those hips up and back. For your downward facing dog, let those heels grow heavy. If you'd like, you can walk your dog by bending one knee and then the other, getting a nice stretch in those calves. Or maybe you just want to hang out in stillness, feeling that nice stretch through the back body. One more big inhale. Exhale, let it go. When you're ready to look up at your hands, we're going to make our way back up to the top of our mat. You can take big steps, you can take baby steps. whatever you feel like today. Slight bend in the knees. Your next inhale will come up halfway, nice flat back. Exhale, let it go. Forward fold, take a few breaths here. After your next exhale, go ahead and make sure your palms are planted on the earth. Plant your right foot onto the earth. We're going to step our left foot all the way back into a lunge. Lower onto that left knee. Toes can be tucked or untucked. Coming into our low lunge. Again, make sure your foundation is set up. Make sure your chest is nice and lifted. Pull that right hip crease back, left hip crease forward. And we're going to breathe here for a little bit. All right, when you're ready, we'll plant those palms, tuck the left toes under, the left knee comes up off the mat. We'll step our right foot back to meet the left, back into our plank, or you can come into half plank. Nice big inhales and exhales here. One more big inhale. Exhale, we'll lift our hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take another breath here. You can sigh it out. You can take your dog for a walk. Or just hang out in stillness and breathe. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, we'll look up towards the top of our mat. We're going to make our way up to the top, coming back into our forward fold. On your next inhale, we'll come up halfway, nice flat back. Exhale, let it go. And we're just going to hang out and breathe. This is a nice little resting posture just to reset. Take one more big inhale. And then exhale, we're going to roll it all the way up until we're standing. Loop the shoulders. Take a moment to be in stillness. I'm going to get a little drink of water. If you need a drink of water, make sure to get it. It's kind of dry here, so we want to make sure we're staying hydrated. That's very important. All right. We have come to the moment of where we are going to practice some balancing. We've already worked on our core strength a little bit. Everything should be a little bit more turned on to where we're not going into this cold. So you're going to want to take your option depending on your body. Excuse me. Thank you so much for the hearts. I appreciate it. So the first thing we're going to work on is our one-legged Tadasana. So you can just pick up your heel and maybe, excuse me, oh my goodness, I'm going to get another drink before we go on. This is live yoga, this is real yoga, this is not perfect yoga because yoga is not about perfection, it is about practice, so. I am coughing a lot. All right, let's work on our balance. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to shift our weight into our left side. Now when we're shifting, we're not dumping it down into our left side. We're just shifting. It's very subtle. So let's just shift our weight over. You can pick that heel up off the mat and maybe just stay here for a minute. You can circle that ankle around. Stand up nice, straight and tall. Hands can be doing whatever, it doesn't really matter. And if this feels good, keep a slight bend in that left leg. Make sure you're not locking it out. We're going to just pick up our knee and then maybe put it down. You can pick up the knee, and then maybe put it down. Pick up the knee, maybe put it down. And then finally, maybe you just hold it up a little bit, really engaging your core and working on your balance. This is called a one-legged mountain pose or a one-legged Tadasana. So we're just gonna stay here and breathe for a moment. From here, you can put the foot down, or we're gonna move into tree pose. Now, if you're not familiar with tree pose, you can start out here with your right leg butterflied out, toes still on the mat. Your arch is on that ankle. If this feels good and you wanna try a little bit more, you can slide the foot up to the inside of your calf. And then if you feel good here, I'm gonna move to the center. Now that Chai has moved, you can take your foot to your inner thigh, and you're gonna press your inner thigh and your foot against each other. So it is creating this force together. So you can hang out here. Your hands can be on your hips. They can be in front of your heart center, or you can be a tree, grow your branches, stretch your arms out wide, breathe. Be in your tree pose, and if you sway or move, just know that's okay. If you fall out of it, again, that's okay. Just get back into it. Let's take one more big inhale here. And then exhale, go ahead and let it go. Maybe shake that left foot out a little bit if it feels a little tight. Reset. We've got to do all of that on the other side. So let go how you did. Let go of how you did on that side. If you fell out, if you're wobbling all over, just let it go. We're still going to try it on the other side. Each side can be different. All right. Right side now. We're going to shift our weight over to the right again. We're not dumping. We're just shifting. And then go ahead and pick up the heel of your foot. And then we're going to start playing with just lifting that knee up and then setting it down. We're going to do that just a couple more times before we hold, coming into our one-legged Tadasana. Keep breathing here. And when you're ready, go ahead and hold. Breathe. When you're ready, move into your version of tree, either with your foot still on the mat, on the calf, or on your inner thigh. Just make sure you're not pressing on your knee at all. And then hands can be at your waist, heart center, or in tree. And we're just going to breathe here. If you want to make this a little bit more difficult, you can close your eyes and look up. Let's breathe. One more big inhale. And then exhale. We'll set that foot down. Let it all go. Take a breath. All right, we're going to start making our way back down to our mat. So we're going to go into a nice big hip opener. If this is not appropriate in your body, then go ahead and find another way to get back down onto your mat. So from here, go ahead and take your legs a little bit wider than hips, distance apart, toes turned out. Take a nice inhale here. Exhale, we're going to bend through the knees and we're going to sink our center down. Now you may have to adjust your legs as you move down, and you may not be able to get as far down like I am. If you need to bring your arms down to the mat and come into this little froggy pose, that's perfectly fine. If you can only come here, that's okay too. You can lift those heels up, maybe walk them in or out. And if you are able to get your feet down to the mat, you can bring your hands together into prayer. Press those elbows against your knees. Really open up those hips. You're going to feel a nice big stretch on your calves and through those hips. So we're going to take a moment here to breathe. This is a really big stretch. One more big inhale here. Exhale, let it go. Go ahead and if your hands are not already on the mat, go ahead and find the mat. To get back down, I like to take one hand and then the other, and then go ahead and find my seat. We're going to go ahead and come into just a nice, comfortable, cross-legged seat to close out our practice today. You can sit up on something if you'd like. If you'd like to move into a shavasana, you can. But we're just going to take a couple breaths just to feel through our body. The session was pretty swift. Hopefully you have some more energy. Feel a little bit more grounded and balanced. I want to thank you so much for spending your time and your practice with me. I hope to see you again next week. Have a great upcoming week, and we'll see you then. Namaste.